Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of CNG Railways with me, Carburetor. Today we are going to be going to the iron ore mine. Now, you may already know where I'm at. If you saw the previous episode, you'll have seen that I've already done this. But I'm planning on going to the iron ore mine because, frankly, to me it makes more sense. You want to bring the products of the lumber mill or the sawmill to the iron ore mine. And I don't get why some people, I'm not going to say who because I actually really respect them and I don't mean to bring any disrespect to them, want to go to the smelter first. Because to me, it just seems like you're kind of putting the cart before the horse. Let's get to the iron ore mine first and then get to the smelter. So I'm thinking run it along this ridge up here. I was going to run it down in that gulch, but I don't think that would be the smart idea. So let's clear some of these logs out, and then I can get the rail line sort of started, and you guys can follow along as I do, and maybe learn from my mistakes, and maybe do it your own way. That's one thing I love about open sandbox games like this, is if somebody wants to do things their own way, there's nothing stopping them from doing it, which I absolutely love. So I am over all the way at the iron mine, I believe. Yeah, iron mine. Trying to make sure I get these correct. And I'm kind of plotting my route. I figured I would start. I have it kind of over there. I have a I wish I could use my cursor. Let's see, will it let me? It won't capture it there. I have a bridge going. If you look kind of at where I turned off, you can see there's a little bit of a gorge there. I wish I could point it out, but I have the bridge across right there, so I'm all the way across. Over here, just sort of trying to figure out where I need to go. And I just got the layout kind of done. So let me kind of show you guys what I have going on here. So the idea is that the lumber cars can come in, go around, and then I don't know if they'll be able to make this loop. But even if they can't make this loop, I believe at least the Porter or the Porter 2 can. The larger locomotives might not be able to, but I don't plan on bringing the really huge locomotives up here too often. This is kind of be for small locomotives only. But let's say I drop the lumber off. I'm coming in on this line right here. Come in, drop the lumber off, flick this switch, go right down this switch, turn around. Let's say that I parked the cars right there, turn around, get back out, get behind them, buckle up, and then, buckle up, I don't know why I said that, but hitch up to them and then take back off. Even if the train kind of is going in reverse, at least the locomotive will be facing forward, so I don't have to push them down the hill. But anyway, let's head over to the bridge that I have, and I can show you guys how I'm going on that end. So here we are over at the bridge. This is the bridge across this gorge. Let me pull up the map right here. So right here, going across this gorge, that's where I kind of wanted to point. And if you look forward, you can kind of see there's a little bit of a ridge line that goes down, but I need to make sure I stay on the lower ridge. I don't want to go on the upper ridge. The upper ridge takes me above the iron ore mine. I want to stay below that ridge. So I've already taken to clearing out quite a few trees, but I think I need to spend some more time just clearing trees, trying to get a path for here. It's going to be a little barren, but I'm kind of hoping that in the future they add a function where you can kind of hit a tree reset while keeping your tracks. And you might have to go through and like clear the trees away from the tracks again, but at least the trees will be repopulated. But anyway, I figured I'd give you guys a quick progress update. And now I think it's off to try and continue making myself a path so I can get to the iron ore mine. Yeah, see, I don't want to go down this one here. I want to continue going down over... The map is so hard to read at times. It really is. Let me continue clearing, and I'll keep you guys informed. Well, everyone, surprise, 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 I got her done. I ended up just sort of grinding her out and got it all done. I've already ran the bare locomotive up to it, but I haven't run any cars up to it. So let's take our porter here and let's head up. It should be all full of wood and steam, or fuel and steam. So let's take her up, and I figured I'd take you guys along for the ride. Oh, it's actually burnt out. Let me fuel her up, let me get her making steam, and then I'll re-include you guys after it's not boring anymore. And away we go. I figured I'd show you guys the entire run up to there and how I'm going to load and unload. So let's this is probably going to be quite a long filming montage right here, but I really actually like the way that this turned out in here. It looks very industrial. Like, this looks like something that you would actually see in real life. I don't know why that just flicked down, but... So we got 9 cars here total. We got 3 of planks, 6 of beams. Since you can carry 6 planks and only 3 beams, 3 times 6 is 18, 6 times 3 is 18, so should be pretty balanced. I eventually want to try and make it 12 cars, but I figured for a quick little test run, I think this will be perfect. I wish they'd let me pull up the map when I'm driving. It won't let me pull up the map. I would eventually like to make a run out this way, but I don't think there's a really solid pass out that way. I love the way that this turned out. The curve is a little intermittent here. It's kind of a little squiggly, but you have to remember I was literally drawing it freehand, so it's not going to be perfect. Alright, so if we come down to the switch, like I said, eventually, if you take the switch off to the left here, it'll take you to the smelter. The switch to the right will take you to the iron mine. So, set to the right, take it to the iron mine. I tried really hard to try and make this viaduct a little bit more realistic, but unfortunately, I kind of had to leave it bisected like this. I kind of like it, kind of don't. I really hope eventually they add wildlife into this game. I would love to see deer, bear, squirrels, chipmunks, the likes. Slow down a little bit in here. I gotta delete that little ramp right there. That was for getting up to here while I was working on it. And again, you know, this isn't very realistic, but I wanted to keep it at a pretty reasonable grade, and that was the only way to really get it to work. So right here is the beginning of the hill. From here on out, it's all uphill. That was actually a little bit of downhill, believe it or not. So this bridge right here, it's not done. You can kind of see it kind of just stops down there. I want to figure out what I'm going to do down there, but I need to kind of brainstorm it. This hill is 2% gradient the whole way, and then as soon as you hit this, it turns into 3.25%. I had to make it 3.25. 3% was not enough. And now it won't let me turn the locomotive for some reason. We are running a little bit low on fuel. It's only at 3, but I'm hoping I can at least get up there before I have to stop and fuel it. I might lose fire temp, I might lose water temp, but I don't want to lose boiler pressure, which is right here. I love the way that it cut into the side of the mountain like this. Originally, I wanted to come across this plateau, but it didn't gain enough elevation quick enough, so I had to wind it up this mountain like this. Oh, that would be terrifying in real life, just looking at that sheer cliff. It took me forever to lay this out, because what I ended up having to do was literally just branch out, throw a little piece of the stone grade out. I would have to finish it because you can't walk on stone grade that you just throw out. You have to actually finish the project before you can run on it, or before you can walk on it. Then I would have to go up to the top and then throw it again and again and again, and I just had to sort of walk it up. I would like to kind of eventually like curve this in here a little bit more, but then I was having problems with this curve right here, so I might come back and make some of these bridges, but for right now, I mean, this is pretty good. I really need to see from the other side over here. You can tell that's going to be a bridge right there. That's going to look... This is going to be fantastic, looking at it from both sides. This is going to be really cool. So somewhere back in here, it changes to 3%. So now this is 3% the whole way up. That switch is not set correct. Unfortunately, I don't think the Eureka is ever going to be able to come up here, because I don't even think the Eureka could start on this hill. In fact, I don't even know if the Porter is going to be able to. This is going to suck if I have to go all the way back down to the bottom just to try and get it to start. Try not to get any wheel slip. Taking off. I could probably get 12 cars up here, but the problem is that I want to try and, it's going to be in here that the problem is going to occur. Not in there, but in here, because getting 12 cars around these tight loops is going to be a little difficult. You can see just how tight that curve is right there. I shot past that a little bit. I'm going to back up. Alright, so it is loading that. Let's reverse out a little bit. I'm still waking up a little bit, so I'm a little bit tired. Oh, we're actually getting 12 from here. That was actually giving us $12 per plank. When you brought it to the freight depot, you only got like 10. So I wonder if they're going to make it so you can get more money for bringing them to where they actually need to go. Because I think that was the same way with the logs. I think I got $11 for delivering logs to the sawmill. Back it up again. Sometimes the porter gets kind of stuck in like a little, I don't know what it's called, where you're kind of like stuck at the top of your cylinder or whatever. Weird. Yeah, you got $12 from those too, so that's cool. Gotta have to be careful going into this. I don't know if these cars are gonna be able to handle that curve. I might need to put planks first and then, or beams first, planks after. That might make it easier to load because I'll hit the beams first and then hit the planks. Just to point out also, all that money that I am low on, that was all of the trees I had to cut down. I cut down probably 2,000 trees to build this. It was insane. Get this last car unloaded, then I'm going to hit save before I go around this. That way if I derail, I can just revert to a saved file. I mean, so far they're handling it, but I think the tightest point is right in there. Alright, let's save right quick. Look at that viaduct coming up, or not viaduct. I want to call it viaduct, even though it's not really a viaduct. Let's go look at it right quick, just from this angle. Going down here, you can tell, like, this is going to be really fun going down this hill. Like, ooh. I've seen KAN go down it, and, ooh. Where is... I probably didn't need to go down for that. It was right there, so I need to pull that back a little bit before I taper it down. I don't really like the way these stone walls come together. It kind of like glitches through the track right there, but I think it's okay. It only really bugs you if you point it out, right? Oh, look how beautiful that is, though. Set into the mountainside like that. That is fantastic. Like, you don't have an actual bridge line like you do here, or a ridge line. I don't know why I said bridge line. You don't have a ridge line like you do here to kind of follow. Over there, you kind of have to make your own, and that's easier said than done. I don't think they intended for me to make a route that way. I think they intended for you to just use this way, but to me, that doesn't really make sense. So. So yeah, you can see the Titus is right in here, and I don't know if the train is going to be able to handle it. I could very easily get 12 cars up here, though, so that's nice. Oh, Oh, wrong way. I love the whistle. A little too fast. Oh. Oh. You can see them kind of jumping up. They don't like it. Yeah, they just derailed. Yeah, they just derailed. You can see it right there. So, I don't know how I'm going to be able to, I wonder if I pushed this a little bit further out, it got me a little bit more space. I would have to make this an entire ridge of the stone wall, though. I couldn't have any ground material here. That'll be a problem for future Alex. Let me open up the saved file I had. Oh, that was wrong button. That was my fingers. Getting everything right in this game is really, really hard. Like, even me showing this to my buddy, he flat out said this is the least intuitive game he's ever played. Alright, so... gonna be hauling the train in reverse, then. At least until I fix it. Yeah, you can see just how tight that curve is. If I push it out a little bit more, I might be able to ease out the curve a little bit. I really hope they make these switches spring-loaded in the future, because having to go by and flick them is a little tedious, but I get it that it's kind of part of the game. What I could even just do is in the future just run the empty cars back down, go through the smelter, and come back up that way, but that seems like it'd be a lot longer than just making this work a little bit better. I could definitely get closer to that ridge. I know I can get closer to that ridge. I don't know where that uncouple it from here. Undo the brakes. I don't like pulling my train in reverse like this, but what are you gonna do? I like the handbrakes being at the front of the car, but Get rid of that coupler so it doesn't aggravate me. Throw some logs in. And away we go. This is going to be a lot more interesting going back because it's all downhill. That track right there. Oh, from over there it looked really janky. I don't know what was going on with that. Nope. Anyway, that was this episode of CNG Railways. I know it was probably a little bit more boring for you guys than it was for me. This took me forever to do. Like, I probably have, I don't want to exaggerate, I probably have like 6 to 8 hours just doing this. Like, it was insane to do it this way. I hate to say it, I probably should have gone through the smelter first before coming up here because doing it this way was nuts. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Take care, stay safe, enjoy the scenery, and I will see you all next time.